Hello everybody, Jose Rodriguez here. It's been a while since I uploaded new content, basically because really there's nothing really new to upload except a couple of updated ink sets that I'm still working on from Precision Colors, and they have some announcements as well that I will address in the next couple of weeks. But anyway, let's go ahead and revisit, oh my gosh, one of the most hard to comprehend subjects, I guess, in the refilling business, and that has to do with the CLI 42 cartridges for the very famous, highly loved, and probably the most sold printer out there, the Pro 100 from Canon. Now, you guys will get your cartridges in a pack like this. This is full of empties right here. But anyway, you will load those up. You will then proceed to install your printer, which requires printhead installation, printhead priming, nozzle check, printhead alignment, and all of that before you can even start to print, which should be a standard image. Not one of your images, but a standard image. That way you know absolutely sure that your printer by itself can produce the correct output. Then, once you start getting low on your cartridges, you start to worry. Yes, you do. You feel that $15 is just too expensive a price to pay for one cartridge. And it may be not. If you're selling prints, then it surely should not be. But if you are going to go the refilling route, you have to modify those cartridges of yours. And this is a subject and a process, you can say as well, that we're just simply not supposed to be doing. Okay? The fact that we can get it working to our advantage and working consistently and well enough so that we don't harm our printhead due to lack of sufficient ink flow, requires certain methods to be adhered to. Stop trying to circumvent what already works. We've already done all the work for you. There's no reason for anyone to try to do something different because it's easier. Don't go the easy route. You go the easy route and you will kill your printer. I hate to use such harsh terms, but that's what will happen. Stay away from compatible cartridges. Stay away from refillable cartridges. Only use your original OEM cartridges that your printer came with. Best buy a second set. Not necessarily a second set brand new full, but buy a set either empty and you'll have to do the job yourself, or there's a couple of sellers on eBay that have done all the work for you. They have flushed all the cartridges. They have, of course, modified them. And they even include that very nice clip, the snap-on clip, not the one that you removed and you have to attach with a rubber band. This type right here for about $59, $60. Well worth it, because that set, along with your set, will have you refilling for the next several years. I've been doing it practically for 6 years now with just 2 sets. Okay? And by the way, they were setups and they will work. All right, so here's what a lot of people feel that they don't want to do. So here is a raw, empty, dried up. This will have to be flushed, obviously. It has not been stored with a cap, so it's totally dried up. That sponge contains nothing but encrusted dye ink. We would have to remove that ball. Use a scalpel blade or a number 11 X-Acto blade, score around it, remove the little circle of that sealing tape. It's a very tough Mylar type plastic. Remove it. Then you use a little needle, stick it into the ball, and pry that ball off. Now, what you will end up with is basically a cavity that was factory molded to hold that ball in place. That ball sits on a seat that is spherical. That ball can rotate because that is a perfectly spherical seat. Now, that ball is not there to completely seal your cartridge, but partially seal it. And then that label over the top is what provides you absolute hermetically sealed compartment, okay? So what we want to do is we want to breach that. We want to remove the ball. We want to drill out that hole so that we don't make it larger diameter. No, that's not what you're trying to do. Okay? That is not what you're trying to do. You're trying to remove that seat. And the reason you want to do that is so that the plug can fit all the way through. Well, some people will say, well, we have tapered plugs in the UK and we don't need to drill out because our tapered plugs will fit perfectly. Yes, but think about this. Anything that is tapered and wet with what? A very slippery liquid, and you have a silicone plug, guess what's going to happen? If you put something tapered into a tapered hole, okay, and it gets wet around that contact zone, eventually it'll slip out. You will leak all over the place. Okay, that may work for months for you, but at some point it's going to fail. Do the drilling. Do the drilling. Remove the seat. You're not enlarging the overall factory hole. Plus, by using the factory hole, which you will expose after you remove that ball, you have a ton more surface area to seal against. Now, here's the situation you want to achieve. And we'll go to this one here. This one's a properly modified cartridge. We're going to take out the plug. And as you can see, I had to pull quite a bit. Now, this is a completely straight plug. The hole at the seat, 5/32, is smaller than this plug's diameter. So what you're essentially doing, you're going to be sealing. You're going to be sealing right there. That's already sealing, but not enough. When you go and you force it through that seat, it's going to compress. Follow me. It's going to compress. And then when it emerges on the other side, it's going to expand. It's going to basically create like a sealing ring around the exit of that seat. It's not going to come out. I don't care what I do. I can swing it all day long. It's not going to come out unless I, produce enough centrifugal force. Yeah, but you know what I mean. This is not going to be subjected to that kind of force. If this was just a tapered plug, it would be sealing temporarily. I guarantee you. So don't skimp on that step, please. Then you're going to complain. Okay, do it correctly. If you feel that you're not skilled enough to do that, buy a set already modified. When your original set that you don't want to deal with reaches empty, and you will be able to do that. Let them go empty, and then replace each one that is empty with one of those that you have now reset and refilled from eBay, the pre-modified ones. Buy another set, and then take the original set of empties, your original OEM, sell them. You can sell them for about $4 each. That's not a bad little extra profit there. So yeah, you will then end up with two fully correctly modified, correctly flushed cartridges that you can then fill with whatever ink. I recommend Precision Colors soon to be signature edition for the Pro 100. They're working on that right now. The lab is producing the volume, the high volume production batch. And so yeah, fill them with that. Put them in the printer. As soon as one cartridge goes low, remove the complete set of 8, replace it with the next set of 8 already reset and refilled. You will start fresh. All levels will be full. That's what you want to do. Why is that so hard to understand? I have no idea why. If you do one at a time, like you have to do in the beginning, okay, because you don't want to waste your original OEM inks. But afterwards, when you're using those inks that are like, I don't know, 10 cents an ml, really, you want to go ahead and do this complete swap. You're not wasting ink. You're not wasting ink. You're removing a complete set that is either one of them is low and the rest are partially filled at different levels. Put the brand new set. You will run one purge cycle. I've said that a million times before. One purge cycle. Every time you change one single cartridge, you run a complete purge cycle again every single time. In the case of a Pro 100, that would be 8 times. When you finally change all 8, by doing complete sets, it's 1 time. And depending on your rate of printing, for me, it's like once every 2 to 3 months that I will run one global purge cycle instead of every few days, every week, if that's the case when I exchange one card. They're always going to be running low, because when one of them is almost low and you change a low one, okay, and you refill it and put it back in without doing the rest of them, every single cartridge in that group of 8 will then suffer through a purge cycle. That almost low one now is low. And then you have to do the same thing to that one, and you run another purge cycle. Yeah, it's a domino effect. It's one after the other. You want to prevent that. Prevent that. You must have 2 sets. Get them any way you can, from eBay, wherever, from friends, whatever the case. Make sure you have 2 sets. If you get them from friends, you're going to have to modify them yourself. If you get them from eBay, they will come pre-modified, as long as you hit those 2 stores. Okay? So, guess where they learned how to do that from? From me. They already credit me for that information. So, that is it. That is it. Make sure you drill out. If you choose to do it yourself, drill out that hole. Now, let me show you some other methods of doing this. And some people seem to have problems drilling out that hole. I don't know why. Here's a cartridge that was double drilled. I don't know why they did this, but it is double drill. Not only did they drill this hole out, and see how easy that plug was to remove? See how easy that was? Watch this. It just comes right out. That's not going to seal. So apparently what happened was they realized their cartridge was leaking in the printer. And I don't know, here's another hole right here. Crazy. Some people will refuse to remove the ball and will drill a hole right next to it. Well, you only have about a 30 seconds of an inch wall to seal against, instead of all of the surface area here. That factory molded hole is very accurate and will provide you the best seal. All right. So just do it. Do it. It's only has to be done once, and you'll be set. Remember, you neglect to follow some of these instructions, and you will simply not have an optimal system running. You will have to go back to OEM. That's the only way you will be able to achieve the optimal conditions. That's what OEM provides you. You want to refill? Well, you got to do it right so that you are almost as good as OEM as far as ink flow. You don't ever want to suffer from ink starvation when you have an area of an image that contains a lot of solid, heavy colors, and the printer cartridge cannot provide you that kind of load. You will run into ink starvation. That means less liquid to keep that channel cool. That means the channel will overheat. I hate to scare you, but that is the simple truth. So follow those instructions. Precision Colors has many people on YouTube, not just me. There's other people that have just as good information on YouTube. Follow some of the forums that concentrate on Canon printers, like printerknowledge.com. That's a good one. They have Canon experts in there, as well as Mike Lee from Precision Colors, as well as Martin from octoinkjet.uk, and all of those folks. And the Hat, Brian the Hat, who is a Canon expert. He's there to help you out. And again, follow the instructions, follow the methods that are already proven, and you will have a successful refilling career with the Pro 100, as I am having. All right, that is it for now. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. As always, keep watching. Happy printing, everybody. Bye-bye.